Welcome to the Living in Chicagoland podcast, where we take a deep dive into a Chicago neighborhood or suburb every week, giving you the pros and cons of each area so you can make informed decisions when you're looking to buy or sell real estate. This week, we are going to be talking about Wicker Park. I'm here with Ri Prasad with the Ri Prasad Luxury Group, sponsored by Option Realty. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's kick it off with a brief summary of your career and why you were the go-to agent to talk about Wicker Park.
Okay, so I've got a little bit of an odd background and career. I started first as an investor. I started before they gave reasonable loans. I was 20 years old and I bought a property in Indiana, and that was kind of my gateway, right? I have a background in marketing and advertising campaigns. I have an MBA in marketing and advertising campaigns, and I went the software route. So I was at startups, loved it, then got to a point where I was burned out, and I bought my first place in Lincoln Park. Everyone in the entire process was horrific. Looking back, I feel like I was pretty much not well represented. And so I was taking a break, and I just thought, like, I want to be a realtor. I love every aspect of it. And I want to make sure that I protect people, that I educate people, because no one told me anything. I remember looking at my closing table. My attorney had me sign. I was in and out in 5 minutes. So I wanted to make sure that if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right. And why I'm the Wicker Park expert is I actually moved to Wicker Park last year. And I love food, walking around. Those are pretty much my two favorite hobbies in the world. So I feel like within the past year, I've probably gone to most of these places and immersed myself in everything Wicker Park.
Well, that's exactly what we're looking for. So excited to have you here. So let's get into it. So what is your favorite thing about Wicker Park?
I think my favorite thing is Wicker Park's so eclectic, right? You've got some beautiful buildings mixed in with like trendy restaurants, cozy coffee shops. Then you have the mom and pop establishments that have been there forever, like third, fourth generations. You have trendy cocktail bars that really are the essence of Chicago's speakeasy. Literally, there's one where you don't even know where the door is. It's hidden, and you kind of have to know where to go. Like, it's just fantastic. It's an adventure. I love that there's shops on every corner. It's very reminiscent of New York City, but we've got that Midwestern charm and hospitality. So it's kind of like the perfect mix, all condensed into one neighborhood. And it feels like a neighborhood. I'm literally sitting in my living room. You can see the trees outside. It's a lovely neighborhood.
I love Wicker Park. I think it's one of the best neighborhoods in the city. Like you mentioned, it's got everything. You know, you don't have to go far. And it's got a lot of really boutique items too, you know, like stuff you could find only in Wicker Park. It's only there. So like that's one of the best parts about it, if you ask me. I think you nailed it. So let's kind of jump into entertainment, because you kind of mentioned that. What do you think are the top entertainment options in the Wicker Park area?
There's so much, honestly. I thought about everywhere I've personally been. I love their Subterranean, it's a music venue. They've got burlesque shows that are absolutely fantastic and fun. I love going to little places like Pub Royale, where it's an Indian-British hybrid pub style. They've got like fantastic drinks, and the entire atmosphere is something out of, England, out of London, which I love. Then there's places like the Broken Nose Theater, interesting name, and it's a really interesting concept, right? It's a pay what you can theater, and it means literally that. Whatever you think the ticket is worth, you pay that. It's crazy, but right. It's a very innovative theater company. They put together new works. It's all about contemporary plays and musicals. And what they're trying to highlight as a company is to produce new work. They want to cultivate empathy in everyone that watches it. They want to spark conversations that people necessarily wouldn't talk about. So they highlight a lot of politics. It's what's current and happening right now. And they really want to give the underrepresented people a voice, which is very Wicker Park. And if that's not what you're into, you can go to the Den Theater, which actually the Broken Nose Theater is located in the Den Theater for any shows that you would like. Then there's places like Coco Roco Co. I always feel like I never say this right, but I'm going to give it one more time. Coco Roco Co. I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me about that. What is that?
It is the coolest vintage clothing shop that you can go to. It's like a mix between 80s and 90s fashion that you're not going to find anywhere else. It's eclectic, it's cool, and sometimes you can just lose hours like going in there shopping. I don't even like to shop, and I will spend hours in there looking at everything. So I feel like, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, I was about to say my daughter would probably love that place. 90s style's kind of coming back in. So, I mean, I think that might kind of hit something that she would like. Everything you just mentioned sounds awesome. Unfortunately for me, I haven't been to all of them, but also fortunately for me, I just got a list of some cool things to check out. So I'm super pumped up that you have shared that with me. Let's go ahead and go to the next question. Obviously, Wicker Park is well known for its fine dining. What do you think are the best places to go to for food in Wicker Park?
Okay, so I'm very biased, and these are all my personal recommendations. I'm going to start some fights.
Yeah, that's fine. We could start some fights. It's
I'll
okay.
start some fights. The best pizza, hands down, is Peace. Fight me. Fight me. If anyone says anything else, fight me. I'll take you on. It is, I know it's like New Haven style pizza, but they do local collaborations with other chefs from like Honey Butter. They had a honey butter chicken pizza. And then these collaborations, they actually give money to local nonprofits. So by eating some delicious pizza, you're supporting our local community. And I feel like that's guilt-free. That's 0 calories.
There you go. You don't have to count those calories because you're supporting Wicker Park.
Yeah, ethical calories do not count.
That's awesome.
Right? That's how I feel personally. Another favorite is Tortello. It is on Division, and they make these handmade pasta. And you can watch them from the front window if you're walking by. If you ever see me standing there salivating, it's because it's amazing. And so...
Not many things could beat handmade pasta.
I mean, and handmade right in front of you, like 15 minutes from being an egg and flour to on your plate. Right? That's fantastic. And the great part is you can buy those fresh pastas and you can make them at home with whatever topping you want. And if you're entertaining, I'm not saying I've done this, but you could pretend like you made that.
Of course you didn't do it. Don't worry, your secret is safe with me. I'm not going to tell anybody, but I mean, this is going public. So that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Those places both sound amazing. Any place else that comes to mind, or are those the two you want to feature?
I've got like a few. So I love, if I'm doing like a quick meal, Cafe Istanbul's on Division. It's Turkish food. Their kebabs are fantastic. And honestly, you get value for your money. You will walk away having lunch and then like take out for dinner as well. Love that. I mean, I never do, but I hear other people do. I have to say, one of my favorite places ever, and I'm such a fangirl about this place, it's called Little Walk. Originally, they had a location, well, they still have a location on Broadway, but that's how I ran into it. And I would always drive to Lakeview just to go to the sushi spot. It's like a fusion sushi, Asian. And they just opened a spot on Division. I swear I walked by every day because they said coming soon. And I would like call them and be like, when is soon?
I need a date, please. That's hilarious. That's awesome. They're open now?
They're open now, which is good and bad because it's like stumbling distance from my house. I don't know what they do. Everything there. I've never had anything that is not good. Like that fantastic. Via Carducci is also on Division. It's this family-owned, old-style Italian restaurant. They actually have musicians in the summer just playing guitar. You feel like you're in some European city just wandering around and like people are dancing and I don't know, the food is fantastic. The waiters are amazing. And I just love that all of these spots are small businesses that you're supporting and they're all ridiculously delicious.
Fantastic answer. You just added like 5 places to my bucket list. Luckily, I'm not too far, so I can definitely hit them all up over some time. The Broken Nose also sounds super cool. I'm going to check that out for sure. So let's go ahead and jump into the next question. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be conscientious of the schools that they have in Wicker Park. So tell me about the school district in that area.
Okay, so we have 3 main schools that feed into the Wicker Park area. You're either going to go to LaSalle Lang Academy, which is a magnet school, or you're going to go to Pritzker Elementary School, or you're going to end up at Burr Elementary. So, of course, magnet school means pretty awesome. They're all decently ranked in Illinois. I believe they're between, I remember I was just looking at this the other day. They're decently ranked, all very close. The average student to teacher ratio is between 16 and 18, which is actually pretty decent for Chicago public schools.
That's actually amazing for Chicago public schools. So I went in the suburbs and my average school had like 30 easily. So that's awesome because, you know, obviously the less students, the more one-on-one attention. So, I mean, the better off the students are. So that's really cool. So let's go ahead and jump into the next one. What do you think the market outlook is for Wicker Park? Obviously, low inventory right now. Market's looking pretty good for anybody on the sell side. But kind of what are your projections over the next 6 to 12 months?
Okay, so kind of have to go back through the history of what the draw is to Wicker Park, right? We're beautifully placed because everything that happened with the West Loop from 2013, we've seen prices increase steadily, anywhere between 7 to double digit. Steadily from 2013, pricing out the majority of people that want to live there. So now you've got people want to push up, but they also want to go and live somewhere that feels very similar. And Wicker Park affords you that. It gives you the ease and the access, because if you ask me, a little secret, I think personally, West Loop is overly congested. You only have Halsted going north and south, and just trying to get past that is constant chaos, and finding parking, you might as well add in an extra hour. So Wicker Park, right, has that additional outflow of people who want proximity, ease, walkability, and that lifestyle. And it gives you all of those things with Michelin-rated restaurants, but also it's quiet. So it's got that beautiful mix. So we have that happening. And then if you also look in the area, thing with West Loop is West Loop was conversions. So it was these mass buildings that had like Pillsbury, they had all sorts of crazy buildings that had to convert. Versus over here, there were a lot more residential, which means that the buildings here are solid. If mine, where I live, it's been around for 140 years, it's probably going to be around for 140 plus, right? And you're getting the space for the same dollar for something much smaller there. So we've got a lot of different things impacting it. And we had generational property owners here. So you had people that lived in these buildings that owned it for, I bought this building from someone who lived here for 20 years. He raised his entire family here, which is fantastic and phenomenal. So based off of that, you're getting bang for your buck because you're getting more square footage. And we've seen such a change thanks to the 606 where property values have gone up. So people are always like, oh my God, property values, they've been going up for a while. But this is a good thing. If you look at what happened in the West Loop, you're seeing that it's continually increased since 2013. And so we're expecting that to happen. There's a few different factors that I always look at. I'm a numbers girl. I come from like software background. We had to justify every dollar. So if you're looking at just the supply, single family home supply has gone down 68.6% since last year. Condo supply has gone down 36.7%. Townhouses 50%. So we're seeing this bottleneck, right, of very little supply. And then we're also seeing the prices that are selling at. So the closing price versus the list price for single family homes as well as condos is 98.6%. And then we're also seeing townhouses at 100. We're like over asking on average. So supply, price increases, not a lot of people wanting to leave because what's there not to love? Is people buy. The beautiful thing about Chicago is people buy based off of their personality and how they see themselves and what they want out of their lifestyle. And Wicker Park gives you all of the most amazing things, eclectic feel, amazing neighborhood. So I think, honestly, if properties keep continually hitting the market, they're going to sell faster and faster. Price appreciation is going to increase. But at the same time, get in now while you can because we're still not at the West Loop levels. And I think we're heading there.
I think that's an astute observation. I think you're absolutely right. And I love how you kind of boiled that down. You get all the benefits of the West Loop in Wicker Park, but you kind of get the small town community feel a little bit more than you would being like right in the West Loop. Because in the West Loop, like you're right in the thick of things, right? So fantastic answer. I love the details you went in there too. You threw some exact numbers at me. I love that. That is brilliant. Are there any additional questions you think I should ask you about Wicker Park?
Actually, no. I think you're covering it all.
I wanted to thank you so much for joining me, Ri. Obviously, you know a ton about Wicker Park. Anybody listening today looking to move to Wicker Park, how is the best way for them to reach out to you?
Actually, you can go directly to my website, riprasad.com or ri@riprasad.com or my cell phone or social media. If there's a way for you to go on any platform, I am there.
Go ahead and drop your cell phone number if you don't mind.
Done. You can reach me at 773-724-9130.
Perfect. So we will have your website and your cell phone number and contact information in the show notes. Anybody listening, obviously Ri Prasad is a rock star. She's working the Wicker Park market very fervently, and she's obviously doing a great job. She's living there and loving it. So anybody looking to move there, I encourage you to reach out to Ri. She's doing a fantastic job, and we'll see you guys next week when we're talking about a different neighborhood or suburb of Chicago. So thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back with you next week.